So, welcome back. We're going to look at the skills now required for Duty 3. And here you can see it's about research local provisions, including online for a wide range of interventions, keep information on local authority digital provisions up to date, and identify those barriers. And then we can have a look at that assignment. So, just reflecting back on what we were talking about, we looked at you putting together some of this information to make it more easier. And again, I've put it here in your toolbox. What you're going to need to do as a community health and wellbeing practitioner is maybe have this on your phone somewhere or somewhere that you can access those resources. But again, remember, this involves researching your local provision, including online. So we've given you all those online stuff in the toolbox, but you do need to identify your healthcare services. So research where your hospitals are, know where your mental health services are, know where your rehabilitations are, and know who your crisis team are, and the support for chronic and acute health conditions. You need to explore community support programs. So most local authorities will have some kind of fitness and active program. So for example, Hastings has Active Hastings. So just have a look at your local area and see what you come up with. Again, mapping mental health and counselling services. You need to find your health in mind services. So that's your IAP services, your IPA I think it is, which is your access to psychological therapy. They are free self-referrals, so you must have that information that you can give people. You need to research your government and non-government initiatives, so understanding those health promotions, but again, I've given you that. You should be able to access online platforms for health and wellbeing, so there are additional resources. So just being able to give them phone apps and tele apps and websites. So for example, young people, there's lots of things. There's some cool apps on the phone like Mood Tools. Be mindful that if you suggest an app on the phone that it has been clinically researched. So there are lists of approved apps. If you Google NHS approved apps, they will show you them. Recognise socialist specialist services. So again, for the elderly, veterans, that's important to know, and LGBT communities, so be aware of those inequalities there. Collaborate with local authorities and stakeholders. So whoever you are, whatever your role is, whether you're coming from a hospital setting or a residential home or a nursing home or domiciliary care, wherever you're coming from, you should be able to be talking to people if you're going to be referring them. And obviously create yourself a directory there. We seem to have jumped straight into that essay. Let me just go back. You need to identify the barriers preventing people from accessing services. So again, it might be that people have a lack of awareness. They just didn't know. And as I've said in previous videos, people think they have to be referred from a doctor for a lot of this stuff. They don't. They can just do it themselves. There may be a cultural barrier to this. So there may be an embarrassment or a lack of understanding, or again, a poverty in the area where services just aren't there. It may be physical accessibility, so that could be due to social disabilities. So we know through the social models of care, the world isn't designed for people with disabilities. So think about how you can access transport and individuals there. It could be physical barriers. There could be stigma. So kind of that psychoeducation, reducing that stigma is really important. Language barriers, again, we've now got AI technology. So if AI technology isn't your thing, it's time to look at digital skills, start to upskilling yourself there. Or again, it could be trust issues. Strategies to address some of these barriers then, you need to collaborate more with leaders, get their material, promotion, stuff. Provide information in multiple languages. As I said earlier, there are things out there called the Mental Health Bookcase. You can Google it. I can't take you to it, unfortunately, but it's copyrighted, but it's open on the internet. It's there if you find it. And that has it all in different languages and different books for everything. Consider the location. So again, there could be an access issue that you need to fight for. Offer online support, develop culture and sensitivity or promotional material. And again, look at your processes. I've given you a reading list there. So this session's slightly light again, as is last week's. So what I need you to do is go on and do the extended reading, just so you're aware. The reason it is light is so you have got time to create these lists and these resources. So keep all this information, keep them up to date, make sure that you're monitoring changes, engaging with providers, utilising technology, and enhancing with your stakeholders. So your essay question is: in many communities, diverse range of individuals, products and services are available to support individuals and communities to manage their health and well-being. These provisions are dynamic and require consistent monitoring to ensure they are met up to date and effectively. In 500-word essay, perform the following tasks: research your local provision, keep up to date information, and identify those barriers. So I need you to pop that on there. I have given you an example of the assignment. Wonderful. We are now on duty 4.